On today's video, we're going to be looking back at Shining Tor. We're going to be reminiscing, being entertained, and providing you with some information that wasn't provided in the video. As with most things, this is a hobby and a learning experience. I looked back at the 4 or 5 breakdown videos that I did, and I did find they became very lengthy and had a lot of basically gaps where I wasn't really talking about much at all. At the end of the day, if you're going from location A to B, there might not be much to talk about in there. So from now on, what I'm going to do is break down the best bits, the information that I want to give across to you, and I'll put that in the video and we can engage and talk about that. At the end of the day, this is a learning experience. I want you to join me on this journey as I hope to improve and provide better content to you. As always, put your feedback in the comments how I can improve and what journeys you want us to get on next. I hope these videos are engaging, entertaining, and for me, it's good to reminisce about the content I created. Alright, as always, let's journey on and look at the video. Alright, got my chunky headphones on. Let's go look at those best bits and I'll provide you some interesting information about this footage. Let's journey on. Now the primary thing you'll notice here, and it's probably mentioned in the content, we have our family dog Lumi with us. She's a bordered collie, bearded collie cross. She's absolutely beautiful. Bit of a wild one, but she's an absolute joy to be around. And we explore the ruins and majestic landscapes all around us. Found here and in the description. Video chapters. So I do have now a default speech about the maps. I want it to be quick but useful to you guys, and put some detail in there, but it is in the description. I want to move the content along. One of my favorite destinations. Why? I will say this straight off the bat, there's so much wind at Shining Tor and Cat's Tor, so making footage here of me speaking is very difficult, but I do try my best. Now, we are at the upper car park. We cross over a very brief road. Just be very careful, and you just about see it up here. There's a stile where you can just go on through and begin your tour. Now, I do believe I point to a sign here. Thank you, Christy, for opening the door for me. Gate. Now, there are a lot of time-lapse shots in this video due to the wind. Yeah, there is a lot of distortion in the sound just simply because of the wind. Unfortunately, when you're on location, etc., and you've got to bear with the weather and the surroundings, you just make it the best you can, for the audience, but it's unfortunate sometimes that some of the footage has to be replaced with time-lapse shots or, other variations or audio overlays, simply because a lot of the audio can't be used. That's just part and parcel of travel videos. While adventuring through this land. The dogs were so well behaved. There was a group of cyclists came back. We told them to wait, and they did. Just be respectful. This is for everybody, not just you. Keep an eye on your dogs and look after them, people. I've paused it here at the Trig point. This is one of the places that is very evident. You're at the highest point. It's so windy here. I had to replace all the audio because I don't want the audience to be blown away by the poor quality and the audio content. There is a lot to see at the Trig point. As you're so up high, there are so many views to see. Just taking it all in is well worth your time. Now, what you will find here, I had to speed up the shot because the dogs kept running around the area, and I wanted to at least take a full pan shot so you got the 360 experience of, being at the Trig point. It is an amazing destination to go, and I hope you all go there as well. It's absolutely beautiful, and there's so many sights to see. You can see the dogs just wanting to go everywhere, but it was so windy that Christy had to keep them close so they wouldn't run off, and, well, there's also sheep down there as well. Lumi's always a curious one, look at her. It's not a bad shot, I'm happy with it. And then we pan away, going into the distance and try and make it a circular on this day. You can just go back the other direction where you came to make it a linear walk if you don't want to go too long. But if you go down here and then turn like we do, just up here, you turn it into a circular. You can either go to the reservoir or like we did today, we went to the Errwood Hall. The music's not bad. I mean, I do try and choose a nice bit of a rock, relaxing feel to it and see how it goes. Part of the walk is absolutely beautiful and is evident in the backdrop with the reservoir, which you can actually venture to from the bottom car park. Now I've paused it here. I just wanted to talk briefly. When you go down that slope, there's amazing views and there's a reservoir in the distance. You can walk around that, but please note it is privately owned for boating and whatnot. So there are certain areas you won't be able to venture to. But along the road is some viewing points that you can take photos of and enjoy the day, especially with a nice little bench and an ice cream. So that's quite a cut, to be honest, because this is actually the bottom of the woods, and that the start was at the top of the hill. Um, I assume throughout we'll be showing you, going down the trail, but there is a nice little stream at the bottom, and the foliage and the trees is beautiful. So yeah, it's a winding path that goes all the way down into these woodlands at the base here, and then onto that stream. Okay, I've cut quite a lot of footage out there. Okay, I see what I'm doing. Giving direction, context, all right. It's a bit of an awkward pause, but I wanted to take this time to note when it comes to my content, I don't want to just show you the big sights, the draws, the waterfalls, the cliffs, etc. I want to engage with the audience, take them on my journey, but also allow them to replicate it, give them directions, give them hints and tips for different types of directions they can go to explore the area. At the end of the day, you come for the views and you leave with future plans for your travels. At least that's what I hope for. All right. When you do go venturing past that crossroads, you do go down these hills and you will come to a crossroads or a fork in the road, and you can veer in the left towards that, those pillars, and it'll take you to Errwood Hall, which is quite obvious on your left, I believe. Just keep following it around and you'll get there. Now, I will say there were a lot of people here today, so I think that's why I whisper in some of these scenes, because a person was actually walking past me. So as I do this shot, I believe there's someone in the backdrop, hence why I cut it here, and he was looking at me as I took footage. Obviously, you've got to make do and try and salvage what content you can. A bit of B-roll on top there kind of saved it. Like I said, it was very busy. I had to cut it up into basically taking photos, exploring, etc. You need to do what you can with that if you're shooting on location. There were so many beautiful flowers around the ruins. I've caught a few in the backdrop here and some here, but it's beautiful. I will say this, throughout the walk, you should know where these little streams are because there are great places for the dogs to cool down, take a drink, etc. And you might not always have supplies yourself to give them, or you've run out because it's such a long hike. I'm just going to pause it here because I want to touch on briefly that there are multiple car parks. There's two at the bottom and one at the top. These can be found in the map if you want to go back and pause there. What I will say, when you're venturing down here, keep in mind with the dogs, etc., it can get popular and busy along the road. Just keep them safe. And there are different destinations you can go from each car park, but there are so much to venture around here. And I think the route I've given you today allows you to explore majority of the content there. It's definitely a place you want to go see. All right, let's go back to the footage. Yeah, so a lot of this is alongside a road, cars, motorbikes, etc. Just be very careful. But there are, benches along the way. I will say this, I would advise venturing to the lower car park. The several times that we've been there, there has been an ice cream van. There's nothing better when on a long hike on a summer's day, having a nice ice cream to cool down. And I do believe they sell dog-friendly ice cream as well. I always enjoyed, like, shooting vlog style because you get that authenticity of me, heavy breathing and footsteps in the shot that are absolutely brilliant and enthralling. It creates that authentic style. And, I've got hay fever allergies and you hear me heavy breathing. Those are the materials that you really want out of the content, and I bring that to you and my audience. And, when I'm heavy breathing or got loads of wind in the shot, time lapse. I've paused it here because I do want to reiterate I love the Shining Tor. It's a great place to explore, and I keep coming back here simply because it's an amazing and versatile walk. You can make it short, long, linear, forest bound, all the way up to the hills. It's very diverse and it's a rewarding walk, and I really hope that you travel to it. And if I haven't made it evident already, we like traveling to this place a lot. It's a great dog walk, and I hope you travel here too. All right, let's get back to the video. And the last part is it's quite a long hike from the bottom car park to the top car park. So I didn't want to bore the audience, but I wanted to take them on that journey of triumph, getting all the way up that hill and back to your beginning position. All right, I've paused it here because this is a very important moment, and I don't always show it in the footage, but we always carry a what we call mud daddy. So you fill it up with water and it allows you to spray, hose the dog while brushing him at the same time. This allows you to clean the dog of all those mud and, stop it from clinging to them. Give them a good wipe down, then dry them with a towel or some mittens, as we call them, and just look after them. When you get home, you can give them a full clean if need be. At the end of the day, they're getting dirty just like your boots. So give them a good clean, look after them. And from time to time, I'll show us, but for the most part, we do this after every hike. I don't record it in all footage, but it's something to know that we truly love hiking with our dog Valo and Lumi, and we look after them just as much, if not more so, than we do ourselves. And he does deserve a good pamper after a hike. And hopefully you'll pamper and look after your dogs after your hike as well. All right, let's get back to it. All right, I'm going to enjoy this. I love my outtakes, bloopers, and funny moments. At the end of the day, this is a hobby. I'm an amateur and I make so many mistakes, but I do like laughing at my own mistakes. Tangled leads. Yes, if you've ever had multiple dogs, you know about tangled leads. Or a dog who will not move on when you're recording. Go on, move on.
Ryan spends most of his journey catching up and worrying about wind.
So much wind. Recording with wind is such a problem.
But it is a good walk.
I fall here. Sorry, spoilers.
I felt maybe this should have been my backdrop. It's actually a lot more beautiful. I'm not saying ruins aren't beautiful.
Sorry, Runes. I don't want to insult you.
To get a photo.
So many people around us and trying to take photos. And then Valo, just goes pees on it. And, Lumi takes a beautiful photo and he's like, yep, I'll pee here.
Talking about safety, I see Lumi darting across.
I just want to make it note she was on lead. She didn't dart on, off her lead into the middle of the road. She was basically, handling a ball in her mouth and then was basically moving around the long side of the road. She did not go out into the middle of the road. Hopefully I don't make that completely evident here, but she was not off lead. Just be fully aware of that. If you're on a road, keep them on lead. I don't care how well trained your dog is. Keep them on lead when going across the road and keep safe. The joke here was the irony. I was making a statement about safety and Lumi was trying to, dart into the road to get a ball and a stick, etc. Obviously, because she's on lead, she can't, keeps her safe. So keep that in mind. Just wanted to say that fact. She was fully safe the entire time. I really enjoyed looking back at that footage. Like I said, a lot of the time I'm looking back at these footage after we shot it 3, 4, 5 months ago. I enjoy going on these journeys. Looking back, I can see what improvements I made, how I was more conscious about the sound, the audio quality, and I can see that I am trying to improve. Again, the essence of these videos is to basically look back and be nostalgic, be proud of the fact that I'm improving, going on these journeys. If anything, looking back at your own content can see where you need to improve, where you have improved, and what you can learn next to improve your content even further. I'm really enjoying this journey I'm on of content creation. I hope this video has been entertaining or insight into the content creation process. Either way, I've enjoyed looking back at this video with you, and I hope and look forward to the next one. As always, leave your comments and feedback, and I look forward to joining you on the next journey. Until then, let's roll on those bloopers, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye now. Ah yes, Captain Obvious. I have a coat on. And then there's pauses where there's nothing happening. Oh look, there's a tree. Let's talk about the tree. I can't just talk about every moment. There's not anything, special every scene. Shining Tor is such an amazing destination. Been there like 20 times. Well, I hope you've enjoyed those insights and the bloopers and everything we had to offer today. Because I'm tired and I need to charge my battery. Excuse me. Oh, I can't stop burping. Oh, when you're shooting footage and you can't stop burping, great for the bloopers, not for the content. You've made it to the end. I hope that wasn't too difficult for you. Valo and I really appreciate it. And if you've liked this video, maybe consider clicking that like button to show appreciation. If you would like to see more of our journeys, consider subscribing by clicking a logo on the right. You can also follow Valo the Lap Hunt on Instagram of the same name, and I'll list it here below. But most of all, please leave a comment. Let me know what you like, what we could improve upon, what journeys you think Valo should explore next, and let me know the travels your companions get up to. We hope to see you on the next journey. Till then, all the best on your travels. Bye now.